Hello, my name is Getrude Matshe, and I am the author of How to Write a Book in 40 Hours. First of all, I'd like to thank you for buying the book, and I'm hoping that through this free video e-course series, you will be able to write your book and publish it both on Amazon and on Kindle, and hopefully you'll be able to do it in exactly 40 hours like what I've done. Let me tell you a little bit about me as an author. My first book took me 12 years to write. It was really a journal that I wrote as I traveled from my home country, Zimbabwe, how I lived as a student in London, traveled to Norway, went back to Africa. I lived in South Africa for 7 years, just before South African independence, and eventually ended up here in Wellington, New Zealand. So it was an interesting journal. I had some poetry, short stories of all of the magical things that happened. It took me 2 months to collate all of these stories and turn them into a book. So it was a very long, painful process. My second book was much faster. It took me exactly 40 hours to write and publish that book, both on Amazon and on Kindle. So let me share how I stumbled across this amazing process called How to Write a Book in 40 Hours. So it started with an invitation for me to speak at a bank. I have a human resources background and I work as a change agent in organizations. So there were 2 major banks that had merged in New Zealand, and they were having problems with staff morale. One of the bank managers had heard me speak at an event, and he emailed me and asked me to come into this bank and try and help shake up the 650 people who were not getting on. I wasn't sure what I was going to present that day, but I decided that since I had focused on all of the positive things that had happened in my life in my first book, maybe what I should do is focus on all of the negative things and try and find the positive things that I learned from those negative experiences. So I created a PowerPoint presentation. It was called "It's Not About What Happens That Matters."